Hello, hello. This is London. I wanted to come live to you guys. We have Bitcoin, which is dropping and is falling out, and I wanted just to come live. This is a big deal, guys. This is the crypto kingdom. This is London. We focus on technical analysis, as you guys know, and I'm a former financial professional, and this is not investment advice. This is the crypto sphere, as they would say. So Bitcoin does not qualify as a security. So we're going to be discussing technical analysis for a while, as we hopefully pull off some good trades. In the meantime, while we're getting ready for some good prices, we've been waiting for this breakdown. I did call this. Some other people were kind of waffling on the idea. I did call this as a result of the head and shoulders, as you guys know. As a result of the head and shoulders, I called that this would be essentially the next move that would occur, and it looks like we are completing that to a degree. We'll see. You know, the extent to which it decides to kind of pick up, that may be an option. But, yeah, I didn't really waver in terms of where I thought it was definitely heading. So you guys, I think, had that information. I hope you're doing well tonight. If you guys are not members of our VIP, I think it's really crucial. I want to go ahead and just let you know, at this point right here, we called a quit to it. We said, we measured, et cetera, and I said, I do not want to see this loss occur to anyone. That was a few nights ago, guys. We have a really strong group, and I said that live. I really didn't want to see, it could. How long would it take for people to move to cash? I don't think anyone, really took that as advice, but that was kind of the mantra. That was kind of the MO going forward with that statement. I didn't want to see anyone lose. Now, what happened here? We encountered a drop right after I got with that stream. We're just very, we're very accurate here. I put a lot of time and attention into the technicals. It's not just another kind of hype machine for me. I really pride myself on the technicals. I really enjoy them, and so to see this breakdown is it's in line with the kind of the tolerance of what we would expect. We will be covering this live as much as possible, in line with the rapidity with which it chooses to move downward. It is a breakdown. We can measure this by the extensions on the downside and come up with some pricing targets. That might be nice in terms of trading this along the way down. We consider ourselves bulls in the market, and you're not going to find a level that we don't want to trade. I'll just tell you, looks like we just bounced off this EMA band, and we'll get into this real quickly. Let me go ahead and tune into the channel so I can see the chat. I hope you guys are doing well. I know it's late. I was kind of waiting for something to develop on the charts here, and it looks like definitely we have developed that. And let me go ahead and mute this. I know that it is super late, and I don't know. I hope you guys are doing well. Shout out in the chat room if you can. If not, they can watch this in the morning. Anyone who's interested, but I do welcome you. I know we have a small crowd right now, but Bitcoin is breaking out, and we're highly technical. We do have a real strong VIP group, guys, and that's just the top level of membership. And we hit a 6x today, so that was very nice. A 6x on one of the coin. Just a recommendation for people to check out the coin, and we hit that 6x, and it was pretty nice. So that was a nice investment. That was on Nord, which I think on certain exchanges, et cetera, you can verify that on what do you call it? Coin Market Cap. That's it. Coin Market Cap. We'll show that over a period of I think about 2 o'clock Central Standard Time. Just really skyrocketed through the through the stratosphere. So that was nice. That was really nice. And I know we have some international members and folks, etc. And I look forward to maybe them plugging in. Hopefully, I can be of assistance to our guys in Belgium and our folks in Australia, etc. As we see the extent to which Bitcoin decides to kind of pull down. Let's go ahead and go into the smaller time frame and see kind of where we're at. Let's go into like the second, by the second pricing, so we can look at this. But hopefully Bond and Marion and everyone can get involved from overseas, and we can have a little bit of an overnight, or at least a late night, I'd say, what would you say, guys? Just kind of a get together. I haven't talked to you guys in Australia or Belgium for a while, so we can take a look at kind of the pricing here live as this wants to continue to express itself within this regression channel. We've done a linear regression. That's going to be based on the standard deviation, as you guys know that. It's a very easy way to to draw out your technicals, to draw out your, if you're going to be doing swing trading, okay? We focus on day trading quite a bit. If you're going to be doing swing trading, guys, this regression tool, which is on the left-hand side, it's underneath on your trading view. It's going to be underneath the trend line menu. Underneath that trend line menu on the very bottom, it says regression trend. Regression trend is the tool, and you can draw a regression trend on in between any two price points, just so you know. So if you plan on trading, let's say a channel, or as things are going within a specified channel of highs and lows, you can draw that regression trend, and then as the price is developing, for instance, you'll have an upward kind of threshold and a lower threshold with which to project future trades as that price line does continue. You will see that it does change as the pricing changes. So don't be surprised. I want to let you know, don't be surprised if and when you do break out of the channel that's been defined. But it is a way to establish overall trend lines, certainly, and it's a very useful, one of the more useful tools in TradingView. And while people may argue about the specified trend line, etc., it does a real good job of eliminating the need to discuss or argue, for instance, about if we were to look at the last 3 months. For instance, let's pull up the last 3 months on Bitcoin, and let's pull up and look at, and we can do this with any of the coins we may look at tonight. But as we look at the trend line, it's just, it's not going to play favorites. It's not going to, really, it's not going to give us anything to argue about. It's a specified calculation that occurs, and within the standard deviation there, we're just going to have a bit of outlying, pricing, et cetera, that's going to regress into this either the upward or the downward channel. But that's a really great tool for you guys to look at in terms of your forecasting. And I look forward to that being of assistance to you guys. We can even do this on the aggregate. I thought of doing this for Bitcoin as people want to discuss, what is the overall trend of Bitcoin right now, and that would, we could take this regression line back to the beginning. Let's say to the beginning of the year, draw in the regression line, and just to take a look at the current pricing with that, we're still, definitely in an upward trend. Now, as things continue to, if they do continue to break down, that regression line is going to adjust. It's going to change. The further back that we go, it may also change. If we go further back in time, let's say to the previous years, it's going to slant down further. So that regression line is going to take a measurement of is essentially the standard deviation. So we're going to be looking at the pricing as it accumulates over a period of time. So that is a good tool for you guys to use, particularly if you're looking at day trading. We have a lot of people in our group that are members in our channel that really solid people. And what would I say? They're day trading all the time, guys. We have a back room with a bunch of individuals who are just having a blast right now. So that's what they do. We have over 100 VIP level members in the first month, and they're having a good time. If you guys aren't members, or you're just chilling out, or you're base campers, or you're day traders, you're trying to learn something, or just see some live price action, or what's kind of going on, hey, that's great. Welcome, guys. I appreciate you guys being here, and I hope you're doing well. I legitimately hope that, and I trust that you are. It's been a bit of a change in the crypto market, hasn't it? Things have really kind of, I won't say, let's just say they've changed. The prices, we've gone through quite a retracement, and that's been on the aggregate. We've been fighting this, kind of this, 50% to the golden pocket, the 61.8 to the 65th percentile. To some of the coins have gone down to the 78th percentile, and that is that's not easy for a lot of people to really deal with. So fortunately, we here at this station have, this is kind of the representation of the sideways kind of channeling we've been in, and it has provided us with a lot of trades. It has not been really bullish in nature. So people who have not wanted to trade, it's been very difficult for them to really, get their heart into the market, and that's been unfortunate. A lot of people just want to continue to push for higher prices and push for higher prices. We're making money while prices are going sideways. That's what we focus on, is beating the market irrespective of the current trend of the market, or if it's a bull trend or a bearish trend. Let's say we're in the run up or we're in the retracement. We are in the business, just personally. We're, my MO is if it goes up, I'm making money. If it's going down, I'm also going to make money. So there's a lot of volatility expressed on a daily basis, irrespective of the overall trend, wherein we can look in to executing positive trades. And I try and wake up every morning and book some positive trades. It's just what I do. I did that this morning. Bitcoin was down a couple percentages. It was down 2 point some odd percent when I woke up, and that was actually yesterday morning. And yeah, first thing I did, I said, well, I'm going to book some trades real quickly and just book some positive trades, and that was nice. So yeah, that's what we focus on. And yeah, this channel here that we just drew out in terms of the regression trend, it's just giving us that, kind of straight, just straight to the point, no questions asked. That is the trend. As we look at that just establish itself, that is essentially where we're heading right now. We understand that there are, thresholds. We understand wave theory. We get all those details, guys. We're plugged in like that. Okay, so we understand the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ABC. We've got all the all the nuances down from your you're not going to run a lot by us that we don't get. We study technicals for a long time. So that's just we have some industry professionals, that are members here as well, from J.P. Morgan to BlackRock to all the kind of the top shops, but we're not like the institutionalized, Wall Street is it naked shorts, etc. We're not into that. That's not what we do. But we do try and if those guys are out on the street, now the hedge funds, etc., the big players, we want to beat them. That's one thing that we don't make any any apologies about. That's what we are focused on. So that's kind of the mantra of the group. That's what we focus on, and that's I don't know. A lot of people have good, solid backgrounds, and the shared idea that we have is everyone wants to beat the market. So that's really positive. If we can see Bitcoin just pop up here and do something great, that'd be fantastic. We'll probably draw an extension here, and let's cruise into the Fibonacci extensions. Let's see kind of where things are at. If we're coming up with a pricing target on the upside or the downside, we can get a little bit more specific with these. As the evening kind of goes on, let's take a look at if we do from the most recent kind of significant high to the back to the pivot and up to the top here. We've just hit the 38.2. It looks like the 38.2 has been hit and is going for a bit of a run. That's not a bad move for the 38. 38.2. That's a nice initial run that probably will play a bit, and we'll see kind of how that goes into the overall framework. We will want to play that within the confines, guys. Look at that within the confines of the overall trend. So when I'm drawing out the regression analysis, do be aware of the fact that one of the reasons I'm doing that is when I draw in the levels of the extensions on the Fibonacci's here to catch a pricing target, I'm making sure that we're still within the scope here as the cash is leveraged in, at any specific point on any specific hit at any level, whether or not it's a chart formation, a breakout pattern, etc. As I'm drawing in the extensions and we are confirming, say, a breakout at a specified level, I'm fully cognizant the entire time of the regression trend, of the nature of this channel and the limitations of it on the top and downside. That's it. Fully, all the time. So I'm never overexposed in capital at, say, the top of the channel, or never entering into a trade towards the top of the channel, kind of hoping, on the low probability chance that we would achieve some breakout of the channel. That's not within the realm of high probability, and those are the only trades that I like to get into are those which have the highest degree of probability. That's just the truth. So that's what I focus on. If we can maintain this channel, that would be great for Bitcoin. If this chooses to make some positive price action to the upside, that's a great thing. I feel better about entering into something in more clearly in the red zone. That's where the highest probability will hold throughout the day. Let's say if you were to day trade this the entire day, the highest probability trades of a good profit here are going to be in the bottom level of this channel. So now that there aren't any trades, and certainly you're gonna, you'll wind up, with your own thresholds, your own decision making, etc. But we would get into, say, if we have a hybrid, let's say kind of a hybrid, and not necessarily a hybrid, but a mixed. I'm not sure what this will do, but if we were to look at something which crossed over in between both, I might call it a hybrid in between the top level and the bottom level of a potential trade, that's where we would want to decide and maybe make an exception, potentially depending upon the chart pattern that we're looking on. We might make an exception and say, well, given the fact that we are in, let's say, a descending triangle, something along the lines of that, which is by nature going to be a bearish chart formation, we're going to state that we would not get into this, even though it's touching a bit into the red zone. Something along those lines. We would make some sort of a determination, and we might make a different determination if we were just about, into the top level here, but it was a really strong bullish formation. We might go ahead and make an exception and go ahead and trade in the blue zone. Not necessarily up and out, because you can see what up and out can probably try and do, something along the lines of this, where you're literally setting a double top right here along your trend line, which is, again, however good this trade looked, it just wasn't a good idea to trade up into this. It's just not, the degrees of probability drastically drop. So we always want to only enter into trades that have a very high degree of probability, like day in, day out, like night in, night out. That's what we want to do, is focus only on the highly probable trades. That's just it. We confine ourselves to just restriction, that's it, like a real strict diet, no carbs, no whatever it is, we just have to go whatever they do, keto, I'm not sure what they're doing, but it's just, it's like a regimen, let's say that. It is exactly kind of prescribed by profit that we only want to engage in positively indicated high probability trades. That's it. Okay, it's prescribed by profit. It's required. So a lot of people will get slick and loose during the day and say, well, I'll make an exception here. I really feel like clicking this button a lot. I really feel like, just buying and changing it. No, that's not what we do. We're highly disciplined here. We reinforce the standards of technical analysis, and we don't play around. We literally, we know we have one of the strongest groups in the crypto space, period, of professionals, and we don't play around. We just don't. We don't have a lot of time for that. So we definitely try and reinforce all the principles of in and amongst each other, and in our own, in our own. Hey, Angel, what are you doing, brother? I did not know you would be up right now. I so appreciate you showing up and saying hello. I'm just flabbergasted you're here. What's up, Angel, in the house? Always love seeing you, brother. It's just great to see you. Mark is in the house as well. What is up, Mark? What is up, Angel? Angel's in the house. Want to say hello to Angel. Angel just got here. That's just great. We have angel power. Definitely have angel power. What's going on? Angel, one of the key investors in the group. He's just a really strong crypto investor, and we really appreciate him showing up and just continuing to build the channel. He's gonna build it. He's gonna own that top banner. I just guarantee you. I'm looking forward to seeing what he wants to do. And Angel, I hope you had a great day. We had a fantastic day watching Nord just take off today. It was really interesting to watch that thing just go crazy. It reminded me of Matic a little bit in retrospect. Looking at it, I was just like, it just reminded me of Matic. And Matic were some good times. Angel did extremely well on Matic, and was really exciting to see that the entirety of the team, is definitely looking at Angel as just a powerhouse, and they should, and he is, and we're excited that there's no question about that. That's just really nice, and he reinstills that all the time. Just zero questions asked at all, just by anybody. Everyone just knows, oh, that's Angel. That's who he is. That's how he is. He's the guy. So we really appreciate getting to know him and all of you. We look forward to getting to know you as well if you're new to the channel. And I just figured we would go ahead and go live. It looked like Bitcoin was definitely breaking down a bit. It's in a bearish pattern right now, which would further kind of impute that we've got a little bit of negative price action, and it's just working its way down. I think out of that consolidation zone, we can go to a different time frame, but it is down. It's kind of recoiled a little bit, and the market maker has been doing that all day long. He will reach down and he will find an area, then he will swoop back up. So if he's going to do that to us, I have no problem with that. If he wants to up and reverse and make this an exciting time of kind of a move to the upside, that's no problem at all. If he wants to turn this into a bull rampage, I am fully on board and will trade the heck out of it. I guarantee you, I will slam through the trades. I woke up yesterday morning, and before I think I even really took a breath, I executed 2 positive trades, just bam, and just another one, just bam, just working on good trade skills and reinforcing those. And I hope that all of you are doing the same. I trust that you are. I know it's not easy all the time because the market today was a little bit. I did some additional research after the market because I saw some things play out. I saw some nuances, and I wanted to talk with the group here. Angel, I'm glad you showed up. Mark, I'm glad you're here. Everybody, I'm glad you're here. I wanted to talk about a few of the nuances that I encountered today, and I want to make sure shout out to the kingdom. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up, India? How are you, India? Cap CK, hey, how are you? I want to make sure that we go over some issues today dealing with market balance. Okay, market balance is a real key component of ability to trade. It comes from auction theory and market theory, overall market theory, and I want to focus on the principles of kind of market balance. What creates a balanced market? What are the requirements? What are essentially the fundamentals of a balanced market, and how are you impacted when you're trading in a market which has a degree of imbalance in it or is unbalanced? Okay, and as you look at your approach, there are a few different things. And if anyone's starting a list, this would be a great stream to kind of start a list on in terms of some of the different approaches to make sure that technologically you're able to determine whether or not that you can operate well on your technology. Okay, a lot of what we do in the market, you guys know, it's heavily dictated by technology, right? So our system setup, everything around, everything that we are in the market is really, it's crucially tied to technology. You guys know that. Your system, your gear, your setup, everything. And your ability to, just effortlessly cruise through whichever trading platform you're on is crucial. Like, it's crucial. Your ability to understand, just like on TradingView, we can scroll through very easily. We know we can grab any one of these specific, coins, and we can drag it up to the top. We know we can sort them. We know we can sort them by name. We can sort them by the last price if we want to, or by the change overall or the percentage change. Of course, we know we can sort them alphabetically top to bottom or bottom to top. And we know we can adjust the price like this on the right with the column. We know all these details about all the different, what are they? All the different indicators. If you want to add indicators, if you want the FX that we know about, everything from the trend line to the regression line, we know a lot of different details. Ultimately, your technology, it's nice to know the software to get into it. When you're trading and you're working with amounts of cash, you need to make sure that, not just that we understand TradingView, but before you're working with significant amounts of cash, you need to make sure in terms of your ability to execute liquidity, to execute and to perform your market function. You need to get in with some amount of money. I would just say as a trial run, and not financial advice at all. And by the way, I think it's crypto, so I don't even think you could provide financial advice per my discussions recently with some individuals, some very high up individuals. But based upon like your ability to engage with the market, you may want to be really, really aggressive in the market. You may want to get in and buy and sell. You may want to really throw around cash. You need to understand you could probably do that with a lighter amount of money and get into some nuances dealing with, let's say, the technology that you're dealing with. Yeah, test your technology. Like, pay your computer $1,000 or $100, however much, literally, and trade with an amount of money and test your computer, test the software, test your trading platform. Get into a position where it's going down. Try and get out while it's going down. Make sure your exchange is working well, is providing you good prices. See in a situation where everything is going down, can you buy into it? What is the pricing like on the bid versus the ask side? What's the spread? Try and get ideas in terms of how to mitigate some of the problems that you run into. And that kind of testing, as you would say, I would say kind of that practicum that you can put yourself through and your equipment through can really yield results when you start looking at using a larger amount of money. Now maybe you're sophisticated enough and you don't need that practice round, but I really felt that was on my heart, and I did my mind and my soul, everything. I did some of that today, some really aggressive style really cutting through the cutting through all the BS or whatever, just getting into the exchange and just hammering at different positions and bam, bam, bam. I woke up yesterday and I was like, okay, I'm just going to execute some trades, no problem. One, there you go, two, bam, bam, there we go, and just doing good trades, no problem. Then I said, I'm going to change this style up a little bit. I want to get more aggressive. I want to be on this side of the equation, on that side of the equation. I want to watch the bid spread ask. I want to get involved with something that's moving too quickly in the wrong direction or too quickly in the right direction, from a position of being, say, either short or long in terms of my involvement. And I really got because I don't always do that. I don't always put it through kind of a rigorous, what do we say? Just to try and max out put it in the red zone, right? In terms of the car, let's put the foot down on the accelerator on the exchange and let's really rev this thing up and see when it starts to overheat, or let's see what the the glitches in the gear shift are. If we really try and shift this from fifth to sixth gear, going at really top speed, some sort of an analogy like that. I really ripped through and did that today, and I really felt like it was beneficial. So I wanted to let you guys know that. I think you would benefit if you did that yourselves. You may have already done that. Hopefully it's not with amounts of cash, because a lot of you were on Gate already. Hopefully it's not with amounts of cash that would be, what would we say, that would be in any way, if you have found out a glitch or anything else. I just hope it's with an amount of cash that's understandable, and you expect some of that in the crypto space. It's just, Binance is shut out completely sometimes. We know that, right? So, but that's never, if we can avoid that from a technical standpoint. One of the first mechanisms, as we talk about, tactically, how do you deploy your trading strategy? If we're looking at, Bitcoin and day trading, or we're looking at, trading day to day or week to week or intraday, however we're doing. If we're looking at that, a big part of that is going to be the technology, your ability to control the technology and to interact with it. So I wanted that to be a part of the discussion tonight. And Angel, I appreciate you being here. And Pastor Tommy, nice to have you as well. And Mark also, just great to have you here. And that's just really important. Everyone wants to hear about the pricing. You guys understand this? Everyone wants to hear about the price. Where's the price going? Yeah, okay. Everyone wants to hear about the price. How many people are working on the efficiency, and the robustness and their ability to function in the market on their exchange? I have not heard one other individual, one other influencer who has sat down and talked to the people in his community about, how robust is your system? What are you doing? Like, if we were to test it, what kind of, functional tests could we put it through? And so that level of, what would we say, just, I don't know. I'm not trying to brag on this station. I'm just discussing the fact that it's just what do you say? It's just missing, right? That's something in the space that is not there. And Angel, I know you have a new setup. Yeah, so definitely in terms of what you're able to put forth, I'll say that Gate is a very nice exchange. It definitely feels top notch. It feels like upper crust level of an exchange, like we had bought the platform or something. It's very nice. If we had developed a system, I think it would feel a lot like that. So that's beneficial. At the same time, it's something that you have to get a feel for. Whatever exchange you're on, whatever exchange you're trading with, you have to be able to get a feel. Let's say, for instance, when the market's really moving south, or if it's just kind of stay, what is the spread, et cetera? And those are just, those are questions that they're not always really easily answered, right? They're just, sometimes it takes time to answer those questions. And so I'm glad that we're here tonight. If we have any of those questions, or you guys have any of those questions, I want you to feel free and ask me those questions, and let's kind of go through them the best that we can. Or if you have follow-up questions, you can DM me. And I want to make sure that all the traders here, that we don't have those kind of questions, and that we don't go home and we've got a problem, we don't understand how to execute an order. If things are moving quickly, how do we make sure we cover the spread plus some? How do we essentially how do we work on pricing? How do we work on making sure that we're agile enough in the market to where we can exit a position if we are live and we don't have a, let's say, you're live trading, you don't have a stop loss built in. Things like that become important to discuss as we know that each other is trading, right? And it's the larger amounts of money that you're dealing with. Same with the smaller amounts of money. It's just going to be, and I'm going to add some regression lines on here so we can have a discussion about these. But as we continue to build our accounts, there's you'll run into times, and I'll get back into this in terms of market stability that really that hit me today, because we're in a different time frame of the market. We're in a different kind of zone in the market. As you experience issues at all in your trading setup, or with how you're able to interact with the market, et cetera. If you've got let's say a rig, or if you have, it may be an app, it may be, I'm not sure what you have, all of you. But as you experience any technical difficulties, the technical nature of your setup is going to, what do we say? It's going to interact with different time periods, or different characteristics, or different markets at different times in different ways. Meaning you may have a very highly unbalanced market, right? A market that's very out of balance. That's, let's say, there's too much public participation in it. There's too much, there's not enough participants in it. That would be another issue, or other instance. Rather, there's too much public participation and the system is overloaded, or there's not enough public participation. Okay, and the market's kind of dry. What we would say is there may be some technology that you might engage with, either of those markets, that just due to the nature of that technology, you may not notice much of a difference in a market that's lacking balance, or that's lacking real structure. Okay, and a market essentially is the desirable quality of it is that you're able to freely exchange. In our situation, it's going to be cryptocurrency, right? Currencies. You're able to freely, just effortlessly, no problem, just as cleanly and no problem as you'd like to. Just clicking, no problem. And there we go. There's a price, and there's an exit, and they're just very, very effortlessly. That's the idea. Just no real barriers, no problems, no hiccups, and you're looking at it like, whoa, I just did that and it didn't work. We don't want the situation at the at the blackjack table or something like that, and all of a sudden it's like, hold on, no, I had the other, no, you picked that up for me, and I had this in my hand, right? You never like that, huh? If that's ever happened with a deal, like, hold on, no, this just happened. So whatever those nuances are that can occur, and I don't want to make a Vegas analogy, but you understand kind of the feeling if that's ever happened in Vegas or other, anywhere else. It's like, no, you go to the teacher when you're a kid, or maybe your kids have brought home a school test, and you're like, well, this one was right, and you see your son was right, or your daughter was right, and you're like, no, we're going to have a talk about this with the teacher. This was a big deal. If you have one of those moments with the exchange, you may be experiencing either a technical glitch on your end, okay, meaning your software or your hardware is not set up correctly. You may also be using it incorrectly, okay, or either or of those two. So it could be either your software or hardware setup, or it could be you're interacting with it, okay, or it could be on the exchange side, right? It could be a situation where you are, you're just not being permitted to interact in the way that you normally should be able to reasonably expect to interact with the exchange, to effortlessly and kind of cleanly, without barriers or restrictions, just kind of, buy and sell, just no problem, nice and smooth. Yeah. So you'll need to get down the nuances of the program, right? You'll need to definitely get together those nuances and to understand what those dynamics are, because that's going to give you, that's going to give you the confidence as you go forward. You'll know when you've learned it, okay? And you'll know those nuances. You'll be able to pick up on them, and it won't be any kind of a mystery at all. In terms of, well, I know that issue. I learned it when I was, when I had a smaller amount of cash and I was trading a smaller amount of cash, or Bitcoin, or whatever you were trading, right? So just you continue to remind yourself of that. There's a big technological component. If you guys are kind of heavy up on rigs or computers, I will say I think it's a better time to buy a computer right now, isn't it, than maybe a couple months ago. They actually have inventory, so a lot of those graphics processors are out. That's nice, and I look forward to you guys, maybe showing me some pictures of some steals that you got out there. That'd be nice. And just know, you can learn to trade it. Maybe a little bit, what would you say, a little bit intimidating, because you think of like someone, I have a simple application. Let's say on my phone, I put in what I want, I hold it. I don't need to day trade. If you can understand or even look at TradingView, if you can even peek your head into TradingView at all, and I'm talking about the front page, right, the front website. If you can even do that at all in TradingView, you can learn to work an exchange. TradingView integrates with exchanges, just so that you know. So while the front end's real simple, it's about the level of an app. The back end here is a few clicks away, and it's not that complicated. So we don't push investing on anybody. That's not the idea. But I do want to encourage you all. That's a big part of what we do. I want to encourage you all to. If that's in your mind in terms of beating the market and being a participant in the market, then hey, that's what you got. That's what you got to work on, right? That you can do it. That's the attitude we have. So I will go down to like the 1 second here and have a little bit of fun and kind of relax and watch these play out. And let's see if we can go back to the line chart. And yeah, it looks like we've held up a little bit of a, I'd say we've held up a little bit of a line of support for a moment, and that's not unheard of. Things have been moving kind of down and up and down and up, and we got a real good looking chart right here. That's real nice in terms of, just the whole setup. So just shout out to Angel. We really appreciate your continued support. What do we got? Kingdom, let's go. We have to start engaging. Why are we not asking questions or just participating? Yeah, good question. Touch and go. Signed up already. There we go. Is there a particular software you recommend? Let's see what we got. In terms of software, good question. I don't know in terms of which software you're actually talking about. I'm not sure you're on Good Crypto. I will type that in on the chat real quickly. Let me go to Good. Well, I won't necessarily go to Good Crypto right now, but I will type it into the side room here, and then I will give you the link to it. And it's just Good Crypto is really nice because you can always get involved in and at least check. It's a cross exchange platform. It's something you'll be able to enter into trades on, and essentially you'll be able to govern or manage all of your trades. So it's a really exciting deal, and you can plug it in to all of your different exchanges. So it's a mainframe kind of overlay that you're going to use potentially. Let me get into the chat real quickly here and make sure that I type that in for you, Angel, and so that you can look at it. I think you'll definitely appreciate it. And let me see here. Let me get to the video, and I will go ahead and type that in the chat. I think you'll appreciate that. goodcrypto.com. That's for you, Angel. Check out Good Crypto, and I think you'll definitely like it. It's something that if you do make use of it, it also has options, not options as in derivatives or futures, etc. But it has the ability of you to what would we say to? How do we say this? To there's an overlay instrumentality of Good Crypto. Yes, you can plug into multiple exchanges. You can set buy and limit orders on multiple exchanges. That's part of it. The other part of it is a little more sophisticated. The other part of it involves your ability to set trailing stops. Okay, so trailing limit orders. And it's a little bit more sophisticated than we normally just get in a talk to discuss things. But a trailing limit order, you may say, I want to, if the price drops by 10%, I want to close out my position. That may be like a trailing limit order, right? A trailing stop loss order, right? So that's one of the things that Good Crypto enables, and it's something that we normally bring to our VIPs. So I'm not sure we have actually discussed it because I know you're getting a new computer and setting up Gate, etc. We had some problems with Binance, but definitely wanted to make sure you got Good Crypto. Also, there's a liquidity checker on Good Crypto on the main website, on the HTTP, on the .com. Or it's actually, I think, goodcrypto.app. Did I write .com? I did. That's wrong. Let me remove that. It's goodcrypto.app. That's my fault. Goodcrypto.app. There we go. And yeah, I apologize for that, but it is goodcrypto.app, and you will see you'll see the quality of program it is. Now, in terms of the overlay, it's going to be a circumstance where uh, I would go, and I would definitely enjoy Gate. Okay, I think that Gate is a really strong contender, depending upon where you're at right now. Gate is really strong. It's like a beautiful system, and it works really well. In terms of what we say, in terms of good crypto, you're welcome very much, sir. Thank you. In terms of what do we say? In terms of not just Gate, but you had mentioned that you may have some additional exchanges, some additional accounts, and some additional places. If anyone does, where you have some outside or multiple exchanges where you have multiple accounts or holdings or wallets or whatever needs to kind of be connected, or orders be put into multiple exchanges, Good Crypto will allow you to enter into multiple and establish, say a main conduit, kind of a main highway to go to all of those exchanges. So yeah, that's something that I think you would definitely benefit from. It takes a little bit of technical setup and acumen, but it's nothing we can't get through. And yeah, I think there are some different VIPs that can help set that up, and yeah, that should be a lot of fun. So that's a good thing. We'll work on getting that really set up. I'm tempted here, and I don't think that I necessarily can, but I'm really tempted to draw some sort of a wedge in here, and I'm not sure that it would be entirely inappropriate because we have traded so many of them successfully, haven't we? So to the extent that this would be, it's probably more like a channel, isn't it? I think it is. It's kind of like a subset channel. It's not really a wedge, and it's something that could be beat. Yeah, so that's kind of like a subset channel we have within this, and that's really nice as we look at the regression trends. If we look at this blue and this red, this regression trend, and we went over that earlier, how to set that up. I made a short video on how to employ that, as well as some of the technical indicators that you guys can use, i.e. the EMA bands. For example, the EMA bands. Also, you may look at doing these the RSI levels that are on the screen. I think you guys might enjoy that very much. These are nice indicators to have, these RSI levels, and I can walk you guys through kind of individually or collectively how to put these into put these into practice. And it's just a really nice visual representation of when you are running into a problem with the RSI. And it's really it's phenomenal to see it on the screen, because most of the time we're looking at two different charts, and that's not always what we want to really, what we want to do is kind of separate our attention from the price to look to the RSI. That's just not, that's nowhere in the, that's not in the vocabulary. We don't want to divide our attention from the price and kind of split the attention into, if we can be laser focused on something all at one time and visually represented. That's what we want to focus on. So looks like we were expressing ourselves within this channel again. That would, to complete that thought I started, that's nice within the context of the regression trend that we made the video on. Why? Because the regression trend is giving us this channel. So this has been something that has been very it's very plausible to have traded this successfully today. It's very plausible to right now trade this successfully right now, and just to book a positive trade, right? It doesn't have to be something unbelievable or amazing. It's just booking a positive trade. There's no problem with that. That should be, that's something that's very doable, right? So we can work on the macro. We can work on the micro. We can work on some people do flash trades where they've got large amounts of money, anything from guys, 6 figures is something, but 7 figures on up, $1 million plus in positions, in and out of positions, just working 5, 6, maybe they're in a position for 8 or 9 seconds, maybe 10, 12 seconds would be a long time to be in a position. And they're getting somewhere around $20,000, working at $20,000 or $25,000 on a move, right? So yeah, that's I don't know. That's not always I don't know. That's not always popular conversation, but that's just realistic. That's very realistic in terms of what is kind of going on. So yeah, we like to speak to reality because the lack thereof, and that's not pie in the sky, or that's not anything that's over the top. It's just reality. So yeah, we definitely speak to that, and there's no problem with that. Currently at 29,919. 32,919. I was reading another holding over here on the right. So yes, 32,919, and it looks like we may cut over for a minute, or we may decide in line. I always look for some repeat behavior. We have one of two options. You'll notice this W formation, which kicked over, planted, and decided to kick up, right? So we would look now at the RSI. I want to know how similar are we in the RSI to what happened at that moment. I want to see how many I'd say analogies, or how many confluences, or how many coincidences, if we want to call them a coincidence, how many layover attributes are there between this preceding level and the current level? How many attributes can I match up from this preceding level to the current level, to where I can say, okay, also on the RSI, it also repeated this W formation. We've got a W, or a bottom formation here. What else is it on the RSI, which may be an indicator that we're either likely or unlikely to repeat this move to the upside? Why? Because I'm in a position right now, right? I'm in a position right now, given this move right here. Okay, that's just me personally. So is this the time to get in now? No, but there's an expression along this line of a channel formation, and it is nice because it's kind of an internal channel right along the middle, as we were talking about the blue being more likely to enter into, or the red being more likely to enter into. So we would watch this to see if it's going to replicate this previous move. That would be a better move than the one right here. What are the probabilities? Like, what are the strongest probabilities in terms of ability to negotiate the position? Well, strongest probability, I would probably say, is going to be, those are going to be calculatives that you're going to pull off. I know personally that what I did was, what was the first thing that I did? I know that I went in, just to gut reaction, I went in and I drew a descending triangle. Now I have this lined out in a channel. It doesn't seem as interesting, but what I did was I did the descending channel, or the descending triangle, and I drew this flat line here. That was the first thing that I did. Right? Do you guys remember that? So I'm always trying to, formulate. Now it can definitely go up, but that is a classical definition of a descending triangle, right? That means that the buyers are not in control. Now, to the extent that there's a small nuance in the bottom, in this bottom level here, just consider the fact, guys, a flat bottom line, and I did just exit that position when it was right here, so that was good. That was a good call, just small move, real small trade. Again, just effortlessly, that's just what you want to kind of practice on. I would say if you're looking at trading, effortlessly entry, just there's the entry, effortlessly close, make a determination, and bam, there you're out. Okay, so that was a good exit. Just made the call based upon the fact, and as I was getting into the explanation of it, because we were in a descending triangle. This flat, in spite of the fact, and bring this up as we start to look at the RSI, well, this looks real similar, right? We have an M pattern formation right here, and we have an M pattern formation here. We have a double bottom, or a W here, yeah, and we have a W here. The difference is, the difference is, I'd say we really weren't formulating any kind of a bearish pattern here that I can see. To the contrary, we were potentially, and I don't know that I would have necessarily gotten in just on this for sure. What we were formulating was a downward, if anything, maybe a downward channel. We had potentially here two strikes upon, I would say two hits upon, one hit and then a second hit along the top with two hits along the bottom. I would not have run this into a wedge per se. Okay, so that would be a very close call if that were done on the basis of formulating this into a wedge and wanting to, the tighter that wedge, the more probability that you could break out to the upside, I'd say that. So here we're dealing with, and that's kind of a nuance, some of this stuff you're just going to be like, I'm never going to get this. You're going to get it probably by tomorrow, probably by the next day, I'll tell you that. And then if not, then you'll probably get it on the next day. I'll tell you that. And if you don't get it on that next day, you're probably going to get it. I'm almost positive you're going to get it on that next day. So keep thinking that way. And I don't think you'll ever become impatient or anything else if you're having to try, problems or challenges on, it just seemed easy, just, buy and a sell, just, on the side. Well, it is. It can be. I'll just say it can be. There are times, though, this seems like it's very much in balance, right? It's very balanced. Earlier today, it did not seem so balanced. Now, granted, I was taking my computer through and my computer and the exchange through a real rigorous kind of, play. I know that, Angel, I know you got a new computer. You're going to be using Gate, etc. So I really went through, and I haven't really hammered through the software, but I wanted to make sure I had done that because I know that we have talked a lot, and you're a big supporter of the community and everything else. So I wanted to make sure that before you really set up and start trading, that you understand. Hey, what's going on there, Mark Hamill? How are you? Good to see you, brother. What I'll say is, what I'll say is, I just read that, Angel. That's funny. What I'll say is that we just want to be, I want to be as much of service to you guys in the community that I can be. So when you're looking at trading and doing different things, I want to make sure that if there's a nuance or a problem, et cetera, in the platform, that we can talk about it. And I'll have the kind of the A+ grade level of diagnostics that I put in terms of at least the just the level of testing that I've done. I've done a little bit of testing on some different machines and built some different platforms. And I studied cybersecurity at a national security agency, highly certified School of Excellence or something like that. I don't know. It was okay. It was interesting, but I went through a lot of computer diagnostics. Went through a lot of different data extrapolations, and just burned through a lot of computers. Honestly, I went through probably 8 computers in a period of time when I was studying that and intelligence. I went through maybe 8 or 9 computers in probably 16, 18 months, just hammering through them. I mean, you have no idea. It's interesting. So, just really pushing them to the limits. So, I look forward to doing that. I'm not going to do that to your computers. You can stay away from my computer, but I won't do that to your computers. Don't worry. But to the extent we want to get back on topic, I just want you to know, Angel, that I'm testing out this deal a little bit more heavily than I normally would. So I hope that is a benefit. I'm happy to do that for you. The little nuance structuring, guys, this makes such a big difference as you look at this, and it is. I'll just tell you, small nuances like this, they do matter. And there's a reason that the pricing comes across the table the way it does. And if you can please listen to this, I really like this statement I'm about to make, and I want to make sure you guys connect with it, okay? The market is comprised of buyers and sellers, correct? Yes. Those buyers and those sellers, they fit within kind of pre-programmed, I'm not going to say cookie cutters, but they kind of fit in the same lines and the same aisles as like a grocery store. Lines to check out, lines to walk in, maybe an occupancy, total control, crowd, etc. Right? So while the market is organized in a way that we get this impression mentally, and just conceptualize with this a little bit, I think you'll learn something. We conceptualize with the market that it's this magical system somehow, that all of this pricing winds up turning into a descending triangle. It's just, there's all of this going on. Somehow, miraculously, the price literally is, of all the behavior, because we went through this the other day, and it is amazing to be able to, let's say, estimate the entirety of, if we're looking at the market capitalization, for instance, we would say that, it's amazing to be able to estimate the entirety of the market capitalization. Say within the next 24 hours, we're gonna put a pinpoint on it, in the entirety of the world's invested amount of money in crypto can literally be attributed just within a number of, say, $100,000, maybe the entirety of the amount of crypto invested. We could maybe get it within within $100,000, or we could come up with a price point on its chart, and we could define that. You just need to understand, when we have those discussions, it's just highly technical. The participation in the market is gauged by computer systems these days. Now, the ones that are not, the mind-blowing component is that the ones that are not gauged by computers will still reflect the same dynamics as you look at the market at the market pricing. All right, and typically also the timing. Timing is a little bit less predictive. It's a little bit less. I'd say it's more off the map than in terms of a solid something to count on, like a real core foundation of technical analysis. Timing is not the core bedrock principle of technical analysis. You can run that by anybody. Run it by anybody who knows TA. You will learn, if you don't already know, timing is not what saves the day. In terms of us saying, now we can come up with a kind of a threshold. You know, a formation may give us somewhat of a threshold, right? So, but if we're dealing with, say, Fibonacci, now this is something interesting. I'm not sure. I really like this. It's kind of indicated with I was gonna talk about the intentional nature of this. This is something I don't like. I would not enter into this. If this were to break, I would not enter into this. All right, just so you know. If you were to look at this and say, hey, this looks exciting. If it were to get up here, I definitely wouldn't get involved in it. All right, it's in the blue area. It's in the top line zone of its regression trend. Again, the regression trend is just a straight line that's drawn by the regression tool that's at the bottom of the trend line. Bam, you hit the regression line, and we get we click like that, and bam, we have a channel. Okay, so the top line is the upper limit, and the bottom, the blue is the upper limit, the red is the lower limit. Excuse me, of the essentially in line with standard deviation. Standard deviation. So this is something where we have kind of a cross implication in terms of like what might it actually have formed. I'm not comfortable with saying after having it's just too close on the bottom line here. Now it's going to make that big of a difference, believe it or not, if this bottom line had cut up through here and this formed a kind of a symmetrical triangle, a symmetrical triangle with kind of it'd be essentially a bearish pennant. So I still probably wouldn't trade it, unless it decided to come up and reconfirm and break out strongly to the upside. Now, if it decides to do that, it might implicate something, or it might just be kind of changing shape right now from a standardized, what we would call a standardized. It would be odd after this degree of a slope to not want to express this to us right now along with a breakout. It's just or a breakout that would not be that'd be a little abnormal. I bring that up because you can rely on the frustrations. You can rely on those in terms of them being built in. The complications of the pricing of the systems in play, guys. There has been an extraordinary amount of testing that has gone on with these systems. The computerized kind of the control techniques, etc. An extraordinary amount of technicals, guys, have and studies have psychological studies. Yeah, if you can imagine putting all of the world's markets and companies on computers, a tremendous amount of detailed studies. You're putting all of the traders, all of the people running the markets and influencing, guys, and controlling the value and having a hand in the valuation of all the corporations. Wow. Yeah, it's one of the most heavily tested and heavily, I'd say thoroughly studied, in terms of functionality and a lot of different things, guys, psychologically, everything else in terms of how this system works. Because you're like, well, we just download this. It's just, it's what we look at, right? Well, yeah, we just downloaded it. It's no big deal, but it is so integrated with the function of the markets, the world markets. It's phenomenal. We take it for granted all the time that we can sign up. You realize that we can sign up and within, or not even sign up on TradingView, we just get involved, and we've got a TradingView account. We've got a market account. It's really phenomenal. Within a day, you can have 3 or 4 different crypto accounts. Within probably 24 to 48 hours, you can have probably 3 to 4, maybe 5, 6 brokerage accounts. And then you're the trader. You're the guy in charge of managing your money and your assets. We're living in quite a day. This would not have been feasible if we were to look at this back in like the year 2000, would it? I don't think so. I mean, well, let me think. 2000, 2097. I'm trying to think like 20 years ago. What do you think, guys? 20 years ago was 2000, 2003, et cetera. You could have done, yeah, you definitely could have done on the home computer. You definitely could have done like an E-Trade or something like that on the home computer, right? But it would not have been like a cell phone. No, 2000, year 2000, we were dealing with, just maybe kind of regular smartphones, getting into maybe the idea of an iPhone that had just kind of come out, I think. So no, we weren't like heavy with exchanges, definitely not with like crypto. So understand where things have come in the last 20 years and where we're at right now. Look at that thing. You see that thing just break right there? That's a strong break, right? That's the market maker saying, yeah, I got you, right? From here, yeah, I got you, because that's a strong little break, huh? Now, if he wants to plant it down here and move to the upside, it's going to have to be at this point with this cross differential, right? Because this was expressed here. This is not an accident. When I talk about something being balanced earlier on, this seems imbalanced to me. This is not something that I enjoy trading. This is not a high probability trade or a circumstance that I would wish upon anybody on like a final exam of a trade calc test or something. I would not wish this upon anybody in terms of I want you to devise and employ. You can put into the framework what is the highest probability trade here. You can do this. This is not a cookie cutter. This is not a everybody gets a party gift on the way out of this one. No. The odds are you can trade this, and the odds are it's going to be difficult and wrap you into probably as much experience as you have, and it just may not be a light time. So the fact that you guys are looking at, okay, this was a descending triangle turned into a potential, what would we say? Either from the descending triangle into a symmetrical triangle or into a flat-out bear wedge. Yeah, we have like a triple indicated issue going on right now. That's it's either still within the bear wedge that just formed, wherein we have an underperforming mid-level swing along with another underperforming mid-level swing, right? So it's either still within the channel. So you've got people guessing right now. When I talk about a lack of balance, you have people guessing right now whether or not this, confirmation here is really a confirmation still on the inside of a bear flag. In which case, if you achieved a confirmation here and a push to the upside, even if your line were in here and you're pushing to the upside, you could push to the upside and he could be flashing his hazard signals at your, big old, come into port here, big light while you're out in the ocean, right? Just telling you to come on in. And then what could happen? He could park it right here and go down. Right inside where? Right inside there. And he could have done all that. He could have set this in here. He could set the next one in here and literally have a constriction. You guys get that? He could literally have a constriction in here that would look exactly like this. He could have gone down. He could go back up about midway. He could go up to the threshold. He could literally confirm back within the channel, get all your attention in the world that this was actually some sort of a symmetrical triangle breakout to the upside. And then while he's getting all of you to invest, it would wind up amazingly that it would go all the way down for just a second, and then it would go boom. And so the confirmation would have been now within this bull flag channel. You see? What's the next move for him? Boom. So that's why this turns into a low probability trade, because you have that cross differential here. Just the fact that you have to compute 1, 2, or 3 different options about how he could or ways that he could interfere with your ability to understand whether or not you were in the free and clear on the trade. Yeah, like this breaking out right now, that does little to no good for me. I could care less unless, I mean, honestly, it's just the whole thing is, you're in a downtrend right now, and we know that. Anything essentially like that's in a downtrend, like if it's a bull flag, especially if it's a descending triangle, etc., you're going to be looking at it as a continuation pattern, right? So, yeah, what's not a continuation pattern? Well, like a quick and easy kind of bull flag. That's not a continuation pattern, right? That's a heavy set along a retracement, move up, consolidation, and bam, a move, right? So, yeah, that's and these aren't always as you establish the regression line. As you're able to formulate that and put it together, your trading throughout the day becomes a little bit easier. Not necessarily completely easy, guys. Not necessarily completely easy. I mean, you want to look at a market that's kind of destabilized or not real fun to trade, and we can still trade these. We traded the heck out of them, but like this right here, okay, yeah, you can trade that. You want to get into some channeling with that? We definitely can, right? We can definitely. There we go. We can definitely work on that. There's all different types of approaches we can throw it into that. And I'm sure everybody's just real happy about getting into stuff like that, wouldn't you think? Now, you can get as complicated into this stuff as you would want to. This stuff you can trade and you can get into. But I'll just tell you that it's, at the end of the day, when your Fibonacci's are running like this, okay, you're on a different level, guys. I'm just going to tell you. And if you're throwing it at things like that already, and you're competently hitting every single one of these, boom, 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 and out, boom, 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 then guys, you're as pro as you need to get. I guarantee you, if you're able to throw down on this while it's occurring, and you are hitting up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, and you're consistently doing that all day long, then you are as pro as you need to be. I'll tell you that. All right? So that's not normal. I'm just going to tell you. So when it seems imbalanced, there are different ways to approach different conditions in the market. There are different ways to get involved in things and to hammer through something that looks like you couldn't even trade it right. Well, you can throw at things when you need to differently. Okay, but I wouldn't just get I wouldn't go there. Right? It's not a requirement to go there. Now, part of the MO is what? Only involving yourself in high probability trades, right? That's it. That's the rule. No questions asked. Only involving yourself in high probability trades, period. Like, that's it. Am I interested in this? Not at all. You have a potential, a descending triangle, which started off. Okay, that's supposed to be bearish. Okay, well, we kind of modified up into, I guess we're going to forget this and we're going to forget this. Okay, let's make two modifications. Okay, and when it planted here real hard, let's also assume that it's not an ascending triangle, which we're going to have to forget this or make an assumption for that. Okay, ascending triangle can be typically it can be a bullish pattern, but we're going to have to throw this into, instead of a real breakout from the symmetrical triangle. See the compromises we're making. We're making exception after compromise after compromise. We've got the symmetrical triangle. We're going to say, okay, now, because he made a real strong plant here, which now he's kind of forgotten about. Right now he's acting like that didn't happen, which would have made a bull flag. Right now that's nowhere on the map. Right, 5 minutes ago it's completely disappeared. So we are on the 5 minutes, so it should not have disappeared. Let's go into the 1 second. Let's get real heavy with this and let's take a look at what he's doing. Now, as you get further into the time frames, it's always nice to be able to pull back and take a good long look at where you are, right? Because you can get into, if you're just practicing hammering out trades, the lower time frames can be okay. If you're, they can also be really aggressive. I'll just tell you that. You can run out of room real quickly on the lower time frames because you can make a move that's not too large in price, and you're on the let's say the 1 second chart. You can run out of room real quickly. That in and of itself, just remember this in terms of your abilities to function quickly and make moves quickly. Just the fact that you have to potentially move and adjust and work within a different parameter of where you are and have to guess at, well, I kind of forgot the overall. Let me back out into the 5-day versus the 1 day versus the, just that component is we're talking about testing your system and maximizing your functionality on the exchange, your ability to enter, to exit, boom, book a trade, right? As you're able to do that, you need to maximize your efficiency. As you're looking to maximize your efficiency, you need to keep in mind things like a limited kind of scope here, all right? Because it does affect you. So you know that. It kind of goes without saying, but in the context of the discussion we started earlier, I want you to just recognize that those are some of the issues that we definitely focus on, right? So when I'm testing things with the exchange today, when I really threw at it, and I threw at it pretty hard, guys, harder than I should have, just in terms of the tech, not in terms of the cash, really pushing the trades, really pushing all the detailed, all the nuances, and just like really just trying to smoke it. You see that? Boom. You guys know why that happened, right? Boom, boom, boom. So as I'm talking with you the entire time, I should have maybe drawn that out earlier, but you guys see the threshold that's reached, and bam, pour down. So the notion that on the smaller time frames, you're going to get a little bit lost, okay? This rising wedge, okay? You're going to get a little bit lost from time to time, and you're going to need to back out on your chart, and it's going to get a little difficult to maintain your kind of your understanding or your what would you say, kind of your it's kind of like what would you say, your sense of direction, almost like that. And watch this one to come back and either rip right through it or give us a confirmation would be interesting. So the one big thing when you're trading at this level, when the price goes down, you become more interested in buying. That's it. When it goes up, you become more interested in selling. That's it. You do not become more interested in buying right now. You do not become more interested in buying. While other people are becoming more interested in buying, yes, it's nice to work with momentum. When you see this thing flip around, you saw it break out on the downside, and now it's going to break out and set a little, plant its foot right here as well and go to the upside. These are the types of things that can happen in the smaller time frames, and that's fine. Am I chasing that? Are you crazy? No way. I'm going to book a positive trade. I have zero interest in that. You see that? No way. Now, a lot of people would have. Until I get a positive, a lot of people want to chase into that. Boom, 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 boom. No way. No way. High probability trades only. Only high probability trades. So that's going to include, like on the upside, like flag formations, bull pennants, etc. No reason we can't. If he wants to attract the right kind of money, the smart money is going to be in on a bull pennant or a bull flag. That's just it, right? Smart money is not going to be chasing around. The people who are chasing around the wrong stuff wind up giving their money to the people who are smart in the market. So you guys need to be smart in the market. I know you will be. Always waiting. Sometimes you make an exception. When you start to make one exception, you'll make another one, and then you'll find out you have a day where I don't know what happened. I had a down day. I'll tell you, even the good guys have down days. Okay, even the best guys have down days. Period. I'm not talking about the best guys on the internet with a TV show and this. No, I'm talking about the best guys on Wall Street, guys. The best guys on Wall Street have bad days. Why? Because I know them. I know some of them. Some of the very best that have been around on Wall Street, and they have had bad days. I mean bad days. It's okay. So if you have a bad day, you need to always keep in mind, well, you know what? London told me, and I believe him, and you guys can believe me, I promise you. They have bad days. If that's trying to be a bull pennant, I didn't like it. There's no reason the market maker couldn't have shown us something nice, huh? No reason it couldn't have been done nicely, right? Whereas some people are going to immediately just, oh, well, it's going up, it's going up, it's going up. That means nothing to me. If I have a day where I book 10 or 20 positive trades, that's a good day. Because I can do it, or you can do it with $100 or $1,000 or $1,000,000. It's the same deal. So to me, I'm fine. If I go through a day, if I book one trade, that's fine with me. If the market's out of balance, something else is going on, and I book one trade, one small trade, one small trade. If I don't book a trade at all, if I don't trade at all, and I spend hours in front of the computer, and I'm just watching the price action, and I've got my book, or I've got whatever else, I've got my technical, work. If I got all that, no problem. No problem. I have no problem not booking a trade. I'll book one tomorrow. Or I'll book 10 tomorrow or 20 tomorrow. I am in no rush whatsoever. I do not need to trade for money. I do it because I enjoy it. I like to make money trading. I enjoy that. I've done very well in the past. My returns, I'll put them up against anybody at large amounts of cash. There's some people here who can compete. Absolutely. That's nice. I like that. No, and I'm not bragging at all. I'm just telling you, like, the whole MO of I have to get up today and make money in the market, no way. That's a lot of people want to get into different frameworks of say trading, and you can do very well. You can, but it's difficult to learn because the lessons are going to hurt more, and the market's going to teach you lessons when you lose money, and when you're maximized out, or it can become difficult. If you have a really good team, you might be able to do it, I'd say, but just waking up every day and thinking you have to make money in the market's difficult, right? It's not it's like throwing a kid on a test, being like, look, I know you've never studied this before, but you have to make an A to get into college. I'm sorry. That's the way it is with the market, because it will take you to, it'll take you to school, for lack of a better, what we say. I want to zoom out to the next time frame, see if we have some sort of a better looking formation here. Not really, huh? Wanted this to fill in a little bit, but a lot of wedges. We ran into a lot of wedges. They were pretty consistent for small moves, weren't they? We ran into 3 or 4 of them. I did a few of them for you guys the other night, but just a descending wedge, a real strong descending wedge with a move, with a move up, descending wedge. The constriction just loves to just kind of pop on up, doesn't it? And what does that formulate every time? Because people want them to run, right? No, every time you see one of these with a constriction right here, what is it going to form? It's going to form a double top. Excuse me, right? Yeah, it's going to form a double top. Boom. That's typically what they'll do. And sometimes it's up in here, right? Sometimes it's a full expression, or it'll hook up and go on up here. Anytime you see one of these wedge plays, it may just mess around, just give it some patience, etc., and it will want to kind of pop up and form its little double top, right? So, and that double top typically will want to. It is a double top, because that wedge will come down, form the second top, and then you'll hopefully have some sort of retracement issue that you can look at, right? And that's a nice flow to get into, and you'll get into different sequences within different phases and cycles of the price action on different coins or different investments. You'll get into different sequences that you can start to repeat and say, oh, I like these M tops. Yeah, I like this. Okay, so a constricting wedge, kind of a falling constricting wedge. Yeah, okay. And then we're going to have essentially we know the magnitude of the next move. Okay, and then we're going to know, okay, now we have a retracement. Okay, yeah, that works. I can do that. You'll get into the flow where you can start to repeat what you're doing, and you'll get better at it. So the notion also that you have to go to the whatever quote unquote college or get the degree or the master's or doctorate in annoying mathematics and finance, which no one wants to sit down and do accounting for 4 years. or however many years. Some of us have, and from the econ majors to the business, just accounting in high school was enough, to tell you the honest truth. Which it is what it is. But I bring that up because you just don't have to formally go and train. You just don't have to do that. You can pick up on the nuance here and there, and on the practicum in terms of how the moves fit together, how the overall pricing structure fits together. And the more time you spend with the different time frames and the smaller levels, as you get into the different plays and how they line up. It's like give me a 4-1-3 on the baseball field, a 6-4-3, right? Yeah, and the players and everything else. You watch the ball, just wham, 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 right? It's just in there. It's in the mid. So you'll get there and you just, okay, I got a grounder. Okay, good. Throw it over the shortstop or wherever it's headed, right? You'll get into that real quickly, and it's you'll start hitting the we got a ground ball down right center field. Okay, great. How are we going to score that? Well, we just mark that up on the scorecard. That's easy. That's that code. All right, cool. We got a strikeout. Okay, how we mark that up on the scorecard? Okay, no problem. So you'll get that way with your trades. It may not seem like you will. You will. Excuse me, I had to get a drink of water. So, yeah, you will get there. Time is important. Risk mitigation, not financial advice. I don't know if I could financially advise you if I tried, because this is crypto, they're not securities. But irrespective of that, I believe that you guys I know that you have the potential to get done what you want to get done. Let's see, someone's saying dollar cost average. Yeah, you guys join Basecamp. You would definitely get a lot out of it if you guys are up and you're in the market. And I mean up. And you're in the market, not just awake. How about that? If you guys are up in the market, you'd have fun with our group, because our group's up and we're in the market. And if you're not up and you're in the market, and if you want to learn how to be up in terms of your position in the market, then you can join us. We would welcome you. We're not stuffy. We're not overly professional or anything else. Jimmy and Paul, etc. But we have a real good group. We had 100 VIPs join the first month, just knocking it out of the park every day, doing live trading on some really hot coins that popped up. Angel on top did really well in Matic. He's our key supporter at 2,900. Tonight makes that 3,400. We really appreciate you so much, Angel, and you know that from the heart. And Andrew on the bottom has been around for a while. Andrew's really traded DOGE and done very well. And just consummate gentleman. We got family men, we got family women, we got great group. So we would welcome you if you're hanging out, and at least you join Basecamp. You get a badge next to your name here. We know you belong, and you can hang out. We have good days and bad. Some days you may tune in and I'm just going off the hook or something. I'm just upset. I'll warn you right now. That may happen. You guys know that. It's just, London heard some bad opinion and people are losing money somewhere. It's the market, so I should assume that, I'm in the wrong industry, because 95% of the people lose somehow. Be better. There are days where crypto's different than that. These little sideways plows here, guys, this is what I'm talking about. This is not nice. This is not nice. When I say I threw at things a little bit harder today than I maybe should have, this is just not. This is not what we want to see. Now you see it, and you can find a book, a page number, etc., that will describe what it is, but it's not. That's not what we want to. To deal with. It's like we're not. We don't have candlesticks on, right? We could have candlesticks on if we want to look at something like that. To me, that's they're not doing their job. I don't like that at all. I'm just gonna tell you, I don't like that. So it's okay, it happens, but I don't like that, because I'm trying to pull trades and look at I'm trying to. It could be a crossover event. Could be something like that. It's 2:14 a.m. CST Chicago. So yes, I'm looking for because the signal this sends is just, I guess, let's reset for a minute. Let's spend a period of time. Let's waste 7 minutes. We're gonna waste 7 minutes from you, and we're just gonna reset. 7 minutes while we could be building something that you could trade. We're sorry, we're gonna waste 7 minutes of your time. Oh really? Huh? That's not cool. That's not nice. Because they waste enough of it giving people time to get in and out while they're messing around and running their little price target everywhere else and doing all this other stuff with the line and everything else. You guys know that, huh? They make a real the whole program makes a real exhibition about the price action and what it's doing and how it's supposed to conform and whether or not it is or not, and just bounce around and have its little fun. Yeah, so this stuff, no. And this is where I talk about, like, today I decided to throw at this a little bit harder. Yeah. If that's stuff, that's okay. Now, we on Nord, right? On Nord, we went a 6x today. Like up to 6x. Not sure how or where you guys got in or not, but it was a blast off event just like that. So I shouldn't be angry at I'm not angry at this guy. It's just when we talk about technicals, there's nothing in technical analysis that I'm really going to point to other than like a candlestick and say, we're not on candlesticks. We should have some fluid price motion here, right? We should have some pattern formation, and we don't. And I don't like that. And yes, it happens more on the 5 second or on the 1 second or wherever we're at. I just don't like it. I like things to be fluid. I like things to, I just like things to, I like them to flow a little bit better. On the 15 second, I like them to round out. I like real fluid price action, I don't like blocks. I don't like rectangular price action. That's not my deal. It's just not my deal. I didn't grow up with that. I didn't grow up studying that. I've been studying this stuff since high school, and I don't like having to back out into a 30-second time frame to understand what's going on, or a minute time frame. I'm not going to back out to a minute time frame to accommodate the market maker and inability to build good, just to execute a program. Come on. It's a program. It's real easy. Because then I start to not trust an upward. See, this is the problem, guys. Then I start to not trust this. I'm getting too much. Everything's blocky. Everything's, it's looking like we got candlesticks on, and we're supposed to have something, nice looking. Like, we pay money to be in the market. I pay money for TradingView. We pay money for a lot of stuff, right? So, then with the stodgy nature of everything, it's like, that's fine. Run up and build us a nice pennant. But, I'm not. Now it's an upward diagonal bull flag. That's not supposed to be the case. Bull flag's always supposed to cut against the grain, cut against the trend it's moving up to satisfy. Yeah? So I'm supposed to trust this now? Even though I wouldn't trust it originally, but you see, he just wasted like 7 minutes of our time. And now he's not going to waste our time. I want to just say, while he could have built us a nice bull flag, right? He could have built us a nice bull flag. That's easy. So this is where I talk about things being kind of balanced, sending good signals, etc. This is not like a nice signal. It's just not a nice set of signals. This happens all the time. You'll run into events where, it's just nice to say, well, you didn't trade anything all day long. Well, you run into this stuff, and it's like, well, it'll do this, then maybe it'll pop up again just like it did now. Like, and you'll run into 2 or 3 more of these. Like, well, he has been doing these this way. I'm still not going to get into anything that's not technically sound. I'm just not. Upward sloping channel, upward diagonal channel is by nature at all times bearish. Any upward sloping or upward diagonal channel is at all times bearish. It just is. You can try and explain it as a continuation pattern. You can try and get into that theory. It's just you're looking at how it's not right now. So I'm glad that broke in line with the technicals. I mean, by technicals, I mean the technical definition of it. I mean, it's supposed to be bearish. So that's where it's supposed to go. Let's see if it kicks up on the EMA. Let's see. EMA 21 seconds. About to hit the 21 seconds. The EMAs, a lot of people program trade off of them. There are programs that allow you to trade off EMAs. So that's why when you see them hit, they'll just, something will execute on them. So it's not necessarily people. Like, you'll have time right now. If you wanted to get in and establish a position, you could. You're going to determine, whether or not you would want to potentially on the upside write it either back to this EMA band right here. The yellow is the price, right? Coming into contact with the 21, it's going to be 21 second EMA, the purple. And you're gauging whether or not you would want to come into contact with this line of the EMAs, which are now constricted. Right down here they were constricted. You got a big move to the upside, right? We don't have a wedge. We don't have a constriction. Anything to say, well, we could form another kind of M top. That might be nice. And it's just, the good news is as it goes down, when do we want to buy? When it's down. The lower it goes, we want to buy it. And the lower it goes, the more and more we want to buy it, right? That's just the way that's the way the game works. And within threshold, it has to be able to express in a ongoing kind of manner. It needs to be able to express some positivity in terms of price. But we're in a mode now where it's been going down. That doesn't make us bears. I'll say that. It just doesn't. Right? We throw hard into different levels. We as a group. Yeah, that's just not the nicest looking pattern there, and that's okay. That is okay. I guess we started off with a pretty nice pattern here, so I guess I got disappointed as well because this was nice to just show up on the doorstep when we came on into this time frame. It's like, yeah, this looks good, and then decided to. This is where we stopped liking it right here. We said even with the kind of post up around here, and it was pretty noticeable that it posted up and kind of trajected off that specific line right there. So we look at pattern identification and we review resource materials from like New York Institute of Finance, the Institute of Finance, and we review materials from like academia and real stuff, not just Google, right? And that probably puts us in the minority in terms of, you have to think about it. We have like textbooks, we just do. A lot of you guys are smart, so that's just it, If you knew that there was a guide to printing money, would you read it? Nah, there's a guide to printing money. Nah, I'm too busy. It's just, it's literally a guide to printing money. I've heard, after I showed it to somebody, that's what they said. They read some of it, like, this is just a guide to printing money. I said, oh, okay. That's one way to look at it. We laughed. But, I bring that up as an example. If there were a legal way to print money, literally just no problem, yeah, I'll take a look at it. Everyone else is doing it. Okay, fine, I'll read it, You wouldn't want to do anything illegal, obviously, but I just bring that up as an option because people don't like textbooks. I understand that. They like Google. Google has got so much in terms of misinformation. It's just, it's dangerous. It's dangerous for your portfolio. So, yeah. Not getting into too much in terms of chart formations. Not really enjoying the chart formations here. Just kind of the way that it's going right now, and that's okay. So you had to be patient, right? And as we look at the level of patience, you have to say, it's like, well, now we're looking at working on 30 minutes. Again, if you spend all day and you don't go through a trade, now I went through one earlier on, but if you go through a whole day and you just did one trade, oh, okay, that's okay. Why? Because if you did it with, say, $1,000, you could do it with, let's say, or you did it with $10,000, or let's say you did it with $100,000 or $1 million. If you change it to, well, you did one trade with $1 million, and you got in, you got out, and it was fine, then you might say, oh, well, okay, I understand that's because you have $1 million. Okay, you might have the $1 million because you trade like that. And if you can't trade like that, it's going to be difficult to build up your account, in my opinion. I think it'd be interesting to trade like you had a significant amount of money, and prepare yourself for that likelihood. Otherwise, what are you going to do when you get the money? It's not going to make much sense that you'd have the money if you can't trade like that, by the time you have it, because you like trading, you're going to trade with it, right? If you can't trade well, it's interesting. I mean, that's not an uninteresting concept. I'm not trying to be like difficult older brother or anything. I'm just trying to talk, kind of tough talk about, I've learned my lessons when I was smaller in the market, when I've been bigger in the market, etc. It's just, you learn different lessons. I've seen, big cats learn big lessons. So none of this seems interesting, does it? And I just mean in terms of investing. Now, this is if that's a bull flag, then that is quite an interestingly designed bull flag. I don't think we're going to go with that. I just don't. Traditional everything. Yeah, market imbalance. The theory starts off with, and not just, let's say stock market or crypto market. The theory starts off with, traditional markets. It starts off with, kind of auction theory and traditional market theory. And when things are at, they have achieved, for some reason, they've potentially achieved an unfair price. Yeah, there we go. He says, London, I highly recommend for anyone who has been thinking about a TV monitor for their computer to go ahead. It makes such a huge difference. Yeah, absolutely. And Mark loves the fact that we use a textbook. It adds legitimacy to you and to the group. Yeah, because we know it's not our opinion. That's the deal. It's like Wall Street's back door telling us what they think. So we're going to focus on that. If to the extent that Wall Street has got a better book, now and something changed, that's fine. We'll pick it up and we'll dig through it. I've read a lot of books. I just know this is kind of the go-to book. So yeah, and it's not our opinion. So anytime I say anything, right? If I'm bringing something up from the book, I could, if it's wrong, that's beautiful. It's not any better than any worse than if it's right. I try and be very accurate in what I say, that it ties in with the fundamentals of technical analysis. That's it. And I don't celebrate if something is wrong or right, but I'm just not going to get personally wound up over the fact that something I've said is wrong. We try and have a good time every day. We try and enjoy each other's company, make money, book positive trades, and heck, if we've got page, we may have a page. I don't have a page yet, right? That we would look at and say, well, that page is always wrong, right? Yeah, I don't have a page yet. Do you guys have a page yet? No. We don't have a page in the book yet that we would say, well, that book's always wrong, or that page is always wrong. Not really. That says something, doesn't it? Everyone's still following what's in this book. Interesting, huh? We don't have a page yet in this book with as many people that we have where something's wrong. Hey, well, that page, that formation's always wrong. We don't have that. So, yeah, that speaks volumes. That's nice. Let me look. Let's see. So, kind of playing stair step. That's fine. Now, let me put my headphones back here. You know, you get into the question, honestly, of if you're waiting for a trade, this and that, what else do you start to do? How else do you engage? How does your system start to kind of kick you out, this and that? Oh, you have to put your fund to password back in, right? Slowly it removes you from the process. It makes it more difficult for you to get back involved. It's funny, huh? But you have to go through those, issues. The more time you spend with your software, the more you'll appreciate all that stuff. So yeah, let's see what we got. I think Angel is sending me something. I appreciate that, Angel. You got pictures? That's great. That would be nice. Interesting kind of almost trend line that is accomplished here. It's just funny why, because you always want these just to, wherever this thing is pointing, you always want this just to traject up, right? That's what you, when you see this, you want it to go straight up, and it almost never does. So we have a circumstance where it kind of did. Now this is the channel within the overall channel. You guys remember that? Yeah. As we go back to the original discussion, remind yourself of what we're looking at. All right. Let's see. Remember we had let's see here. We had this potential triangle, we had a breakout, etc. Yeah. So that's all within the context of this, which turned into a bull flag, or we're not that far out to where it's more. See, this is where we get into, it's like, where is our, let's go to the 5-day. We always have to pull out in terms of just backing up for a second. There we go. Just not real crazy about it. It didn't get too much better when it broke out. We talked about the fact it was a bad pattern. It just got even worse, huh? Now all it's done is cut across. It's just kind of laid itself across and this is just, this gain is not worth the possibility that you could have gotten involved with one of these, You could have just easily have been involved in this. This is a bear flag. Okay? Like this. It's a parallel channel that is upward sloping, and the upward slope is going against the trend. So it's going to want to break, fall out, right? Just fall straight out. So this right here is a bear flag. Parallel channel that is essentially built to some point, once it reaches its threshold, to just fall out. So when you see the construction in parallel channels, and that's what this is doing, just be reminded of the fact that, yeah, that is a bearish pattern, period. And it's a bear flag. We have bull flags all the time. We have bear flags. Anytime you see a channel like that, we talked about regression trends, all kinds of ideas for you guys. Channel trading, if you want to do swing trading within these channels, go down to the smaller time frames. You got all kinds of, typically, and that's what's fun when you go down to the smaller time frames and everything really makes sense. You're really, loving it, and it's just fun. You're executing trades. Like, that's nice. That's what kind of why we're here. Just the truth. We have a good time with the market. We enjoy it very much. It's very profitable. Can be very profitable. Let me see what Angel, I think you sent me some pictures, huh? Let's see. Messages. I got a text from you. Appreciate the congrats. That's my man. Let's see. There we go. Yeah, that the big screen, guys, makes such a difference. If you put this on a big screen, you have no idea. It's really nice. I know it seems like maybe, well, that's another step or something else. I'll just tell you, if you're invested in the market and you're looking at stuff, like Angel showed me his setup, it looks really nice. Like, legitimately nice. Like, something you might want to look at. Like, yeah, I would look into that. I think you'll enjoy it very much. I watch the replay sometimes. You can just, the new TVs, you just, hit the microphone and say, YouTube, please, right? It'll pull up whatever you're looking at. You guys on the Twitter, thank you for subscribing with notifications on, following with notifications. I have to get you guys to do that. It's crucial for us building our community. When you get a tweet, you hit like to let me know you got it. I mean, that's important. Like, it's important, guys, because if I need to distribute information to you, I need to start getting a real accurate count of when, how, where, everything for everyone's schedule, just to promoting the community, just to kind of check in. And, just, I like to see response times, everything. I just do. I like to see response times. And I know you're busy in the market or with work or anything else, but I just like, and I may see, okay, such and such came up with, during the evening, he crammed through and he got, he did 10 likes and retweets or whatever it is. Okay, so he's working all day. I get a sense of your schedules. It's important for me. Or, you're always by your phone. Okay, well, maybe we need someone who's always by their phone for whatever reason, right? Maybe the team does, maybe the group does. And I know you guys are committed enough to the group that it would, if there's value in something, then yeah, I would not be saying it just for no reason. And it's not just because we want to be popular. I would say that's very, very, very far away from the truth, and you guys know that. We want to be the best trade group. We want to be the best team. So that's something that's continually earned, and that we all, as a team, kind of believe in it. We don't drop the ball, right? Angel, did you say you dropped the ball? I don't think you did. I know you didn't. I said that because you wrote that. I was like, we don't drop the ball, because I know he didn't. Angel did not drop the ball. Whatever he said he didn't do it. I just know you didn't. How did you drop the ball? I just know you didn't. He may say he dropped the ball. He didn't. I just know, Angel, he didn't. So anyway, it's funny. Angel's got a good sense of humor. I really enjoy on Twitter, by the way, huh? Sitting back and forth, Lambos, having fun, just chilling, having a good time. Yeah, throwing Aventadors and just different type of Lamborghinis and like fun fun stuff and all the different kind of stuff. On the 6X, that was fun with Nord. It's just good price action. It was just going nuts, man. That was just amazing price action. I'll take the 6X is beautiful. It's nice. It's in the record books. Matic was over that. Matic was a 3.5X. Angel, it was over the 6X. Oh, you didn't retweet. Oh, well, we just got to remind each other. It's just, and the cool thing, once we start like filling in feeds, we'll get different information from each other and we'll start to feed in from each other, and the rest of people's feeds will also start to be like maybe Bloomberg and maybe, some different, like, the space will probably develop a little bit. We'll have different, different crypto, etc. But we'll be plugged in with a different, because you don't want just your feed always just to be pure, whatever it is, just all Crypto Kingdom something. But it also may have you retweeting stuff from Bloomberg or from Financial Times, a crypto desk, or from whatever, whatever that is. It'll be nice for us to hop around and be like, okay, well, Angel likes, he's got something in whatever coin he's into. He follows them, he retweets that or something, So your feed will fill up with, some really cool stuff, but it'll have hopefully all of our stuff in there, and it'll be nice because if we go to your spot there too and you've retweeted that stuff, if you've commented in it and other people have commented there too, then when we go to access your profile, if someone's just hopping around and getting to know you and interacting with different, it's a social deal, right? So we're able to I want to go look at Angel's profile. Boom. I get over there, and then whatever he's retweeted, I get into it. He's commented. Other people have commented in there. People are having fun, and it's a different level of engagement. There's a high degree of utility to it. I know you guys know that, and from the DM and the back rooms, etc. There's just it's a good setup. Well, you just have to do the small little things. Just like and retweet, just bam, just every time. It's pretty easy. So we just need to do that while we're where we're at. We can do that. It's just like carbon copy. Just give me that carbon copy. And so this is just planning to, let's look at a threshold if we have any kind of, again, it's just funny. I started off, well, timing is not one of the, it's already outlived that. And it's going to act like it wants to try and beat this. I don't think it's going to. It certainly can. And I guess it has more or less, conquered something of the sorts up here. This is an upward diagonal channel towards the top, and it did correct down to the support level of the channel, and it decided to kick on up. So that was a nice price movement to this top line channel. We can start analyzing how many times has it performed to that top side of the channel, because it's already up into that channel. Here it was retracing. It was amidst retracement, and it fell down through. So we're kind of amidst retracement still. I mean retracement in that we're coming off of this, whatever this arc pricing towards the top of the regression trend, regression line. This is the retracement and the spill out. Trying to get something positive going. Essentially another consolidation move. Still part of the retracement. More of a bull flag. It gets kind of extended up. If you really wanted to look at this, you could just say the entirety of a move like this. You don't want to extend it too much, but anything that's kind of cutting against the trend, falling into and cutting against the trend, essentially even with a stodgy kind of unclean setup here. Technically, it's a channel. With all technicality, it is a channel. If I said bull flag, it's a bear. These are bears, clearly, right? The only bull flags right here. A little bit of a pennant, right? We just started talking about bear flags because I have not talked about them much in the past. I don't go over them a lot. So if I say, well, and the bull flag, I'm not used to, talking about bear flags. I usually don't say the word bear too much. I usually stick with the bulls. You will hear me have no problem ever saying bulls. What's up with the bulls? I like buying. I enjoy, high prices, all that stuff. I'm into that. Doesn't sound like it, but if the others if it's going to occur the other direction, I'm not going to get stuck there at the top. You know that. Everybody knows that. I know that about you guys too. Let's see, 5 seconds. Would I buy that? Absolutely not. No way. Boom. Huh? Zero chance. Where is that triangulation? It's on the other time frame. No, it's right here. Let me draw this back the way it was, I believe. Yeah, that's right. We had this set up this way. Correct. And then we went back to talk about the bearer flags. So it may be slow going. You may have situations where you book like, 8 to 10 trades in an hour or 2 hours, and everything's just zooming, right? Everything's going the direction you want, etc. Like this could be a circumstance if you're in towards the bottom of the channel. This is the one thing. If you're in towards the bottom of the channel, you can experience and just enjoy the pricing, right? That's always an option. Let's go back to a decent time frame where we can see the impact of what's going on. Completely uninteresting to me. 100% completely uninteresting. In terms of a trade, absolutely uninteresting. 100%. That's just of zero interest to me. When something wants to do that, when it's at the end, the tail end of the blue line. See how the regression line helps? Yeah. You guys see that? The entirety of the regression line. This blue and red channel. Because there you are not duped out at all. You understand. Yeah, 100%, huh? Like if you're just sitting out here like this, well, maybe we're going somewhere, right? We gotta jump onto that. But when you have this regression channel completely lined out from the get-go, you are 100% prepared for the fact that no way, no. You see? Different ball game, huh? Yeah, different ball game. You have the express limitation of the top line. Yeah, the resistance. Bottom of the red is going to be support. Everything in between is fair game. Agreed, huh? Everything's fair game. Now, if it wants to kick out and set something up as a kind of a breakout and a confirmation, that's great. That's fine. But it's going to have to really break out and achieve some sort of confirmation. And you have to at least leave open the possibility, because what we would say is, if we were looking at just even the very basic fact that this is, let's see, at some point hopefully coming in contact with some nice Fibonacci's, nice levels of support, right? Then it's going to make sense hopefully that we're going to break up out of this trend. Because right now it's been more of the regression trend. As you see the red and blue, it's been more of that than it really has been about getting and booking positive trades. Let's go draw this on the 1 hour and see if those lines match up. Nope. Not very impressive. Gotta say, that's all right. May have a nuance. We'll find the nuance. I am positive of that. Without a doubt, we will find the nuance. And it may be the 4 hour. Looks like the 4 hour is the nuance on the fib. 4-hour fib puts you directly onto the golden pocket. A little bit more interesting. If the 4-hour matches up with the golden pocket, a little bit more. However, you've had a number of these thus far which have capitulated beyond the golden pocket. Yeah, they have broken far out of the golden pocket. Without a, bullish flag formation, that is just that's just an advertisement for people. When we talk about a balanced market, etc., balance in terms, I always talk about just personally eating well, sleeping well, and taking care of those relationships, right? That's just life. A good friend taught me that. Or a good guy taught me that. And what I would say is, in terms of a balanced market, like it's just, I may have said enough about that. Angel, did you get enough on that? You wanted to know if it was the stock market, if it was the crypto market. With Binance in the mix right now, we've got some interesting issues, right? It's a little interesting, isn't it? Yeah, to say the least. However, there is a lot of competition as well, which is nice. So this is a hit on the golden pocket on the 4-hour. I am not hitting that button. I am not. You guys know that. It's just not. If it really, really, really wants to, I don't know. I'm just not going to hit it. Why? Because you've already blown through this Fibonacci a few times, right? It would be nothing new for you to blow through a Fibonacci, Now you're, potentially going to blow through another Fibonacci. So 1, 2, 3, multiple golden pockets. It's already been up through this kind of the outlying area. So it's nice to see price going up and to not be involved at all with it, and look at it and be like, that's fine. I think I may have an account or two with some. We don't say Bitcoin money. We say Bitcoin. Huh? I have some Bitcoin in a few different accounts somewhere. I don't have a trade level exposure right now. Fair enough. I thought it would be cool if we gave one away. Just at all. This year, whatever we did. I don't know. I was thinking. I don't know. Maybe towards Christmas or something. That'd be cool. Especially if Bitcoin was like $3,000. Hey, guess what, guys? We're giving away a Bitcoin. No one would want to do anything. Huh? That would be the best time. It'd be funny because that'd be the best time to win one, right? If it were like $3,000, no one would get that. No one would go out of their way. It's just indicative of the whole market, right? It makes you sick, right? Because if it were $3,000, like the value proposal would just be like, you would think, people go crazy over that. That'd be fantastic. It's just kind of like how everyone now is covering Bitcoin. All the channels are covering Bitcoin. That's okay. I'm not sure why there's this mad rush towards. I guess the alts have lost like 70 or 80% of their following, huh? Of their holding and everything. I'm not sure. It's nice to see the dedicated group of everybody that's still here, though, huh? Yeah, some people just like investing. We chose crypto for a reason over stocks, etc. Yeah, better volatility. Different personally, in terms of the personalities, etc. I would say, different experience. So, let me see who's in the room. What do we got? Mark, treat yourself like someone you deeply care for. Treat yourself like someone you deeply care for. There we go. What are the chances of Matic hit 70 this weekend? Boy, Mark wants to know about chances going down, huh? So you do your inverted extensions. Did you pull those down? Take a look. Find your golden pocket. If you don't have one, create one down there with an extension. See if you can get it down there. Set some orders down there and see if the 70's on it. If the 70's on a golden pocket with an inverted extension, you may have a chance. How about that? I got in at the bottom of the trend line. Time to dump, wouldn't you? Oh, you did, huh? At the bottom of the red trend line? Jeff, nice to see you, brother. I saw you earlier. I just, in the periphery, I didn't read what you had said yet. I've got multiple screens, and so I didn't see that. Yeah, absolutely. That's a cut loose, right? It's just indicated. I mean, if you cut it loose now and you got in at 32.8, not sure it's going to push back to tonight to 34. You got in at 32.8, 32.46. You got in at 32.8. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I'd book that trade, brother. That's what I'd do. Granted, you just hit a golden pocket, but that's, hey, it's blown through multiple ones, already. Now, if it starts to accelerate, just madly accelerate, you know what? If it's just a chance deal, it's like a tweet from Elon or something else. That's fine. That's not what we do, right? It's already gone through other. Right, it's already gone through multiple other. What'd you say? Golden pockets along the way. It just has. Not this specific one. I mean, this is a decent level. If you want, I mean, it's 100% up to you. I just like booking a positive trade. If something's going up in an orderly fashion, in a balanced kind of market, right, with fair prices on the high side and the low side, and yeah, that would apply to stock market, to crypto market, to real commodities market, where they're selling real commodities, not just like instruments on it. Any type of market, you can get to the point where you have unfair prices, and that just happens. So in trading, that just means we also need, part of like fair pricing is we need it to be demonstrated to us like visually in a rational and kind of fair manner, right? We do, because we put a lot of work into the nuances of what we're doing, the details, the technicals. We put a lot of time and effort into it, so we should have some expectations, reasonable expectations. I think people who professionally approach this industry, we should definitely have some expectations in terms of the experience of it. I mean, clearly. With that said, it is crypto, so there's different personalities, everything else, and so I always have what would you say? I have we have a kind of a globalized understanding of the fact that, or a global understanding of the fact, maybe we have a little bit more tolerance, or a little bit more, nice job on those 3 swing trades, Jeff. Nice. You must have been busy today, huh? With other stuff? Or what were you doing? Were you involved in the market? Either way, if you waited for just the 3 right ones, that's good. Angel says, London, you see how quickly some of these altcoins are life-changing. Yes, they are. They definitely are. And for a lot of people, it's nice to see a group of people that just had, that did really well. And some people put very little amounts of money into things, and they skyrocket. So that's a good part of the space. Huh? Talk about different experiences and different. That's a very good comment by Angel. Yeah, because that's what crypto does, huh? And the fallout is the diamond hands, huh? It's interesting, huh? That's interesting. So the price has made a good turn along, just right as expected. It's really good that we have this regression line drawn out. You guys, it's just the easiest, quickest way to draw your channel. So you draw that channel line with the regression trend. It's a no-brainer, right? Now, what do you want to bet that this is trying to? As you look at the M pattern formation, look at the M to the left right here. If it's going to want to form an M, let's see. Maybe up around there it did. We went through already what the M pattern formations kind of look like. Let's take a look at, let's go back down into the smaller time frames. We were looking for a, Phew. All right. Not the not the exact like constricting wedge we were hoping for. We did get the M, huh? We narrowed down into it. We see the M, huh? Couldn't see that from the other side, but now we got an M. Not of the macro, just a micro shot. Glad you got out, Joe? Like, yeah, I'm glad I got out. It's okay. We'll see what how quickly can we work our way back down to the bottom of that channel, because that's where the highest probability trades are, not these hanging on to X, Y, or Z. As we look at these, let's see. You can see right on, just say like the red line, the pricing action. Not sure you can see that real well, but it's just pegged at different levels. It's gone down to hit the 200% on kind of a negative extension basis. We can go in through not just the extensions, but the retracements. But we have a differentiated high after the fact. So I went ahead and just drew the extensions, just to do it. So I guess the question, if we zoom back out, would be, have we changed the nature of the bullish? It's a decent question. If we're forming, see, I want to say again, I keep saying bullish. I'm I would like to form like a bull group. Like that's what I do. Just everything's bull. Whatever I say, it's a bull flag. It's a bull this, bull that. If I continually just say it, well, I'm just stuck on the whole. It's just me. So I'll start talking about bears. I just don't like talking about bears, even bear flags. But I have been doing that recently, so I'm trying to make sure we all talk about both sides of the equation. But and you might assume I'm a little bit bearish because I didn't ride the market down. That's just never my intention. So the question is now, are we in a state where we are not currently in a bear flag because of the breakout? No, I mean, are we now more bullish? No, we broke out of, and let me say this, are we within the confined parameters of a upward diagonal channel coming off of a drop down, which would be categorized, still as being within a bearish flag? No, we're not still confined within that channel. We've broken out of that channel, pushed out kind of away and up, a little bit just away and up from just as it occurred in the previous interval, the preceding interval. So the good thing is you guys know how to trade, huh? We're all getting there, huh? 600% in 1 week. What's up? Yeah, I got out once today when it made a run. There you go. That's good. And you realize, guys, you made money today. This is what I love, huh? Yeah. What's up? Just to make sure we're all clear, right? Because you guys made money today, huh? That's nice. Not everybody did. It wasn't a very easy day to just sit and make money. Boy, he's going to spend time like this, isn't he? I'm just almost positive of it. That's why you have to be able to just be prepared, right? He's got a potential pennant or flag or something, and it's going to be the dynamic of waiting and watching and not learning anything. We can learn something else, I mean, in terms of like the dynamics going on. But you have to understand that's we'll spend another 45 minutes watching this develop. That's okay. That's part of the game. It'll develop too quickly and you'll miss it. You won't be quick enough, or you'll pick the wrong price. You guys know. You'll be hunting on the to get in. You'll be hunting to get in, and you wind up choosing the wrong price. No liquidity, no market at that price. And you hit execute this and that, and it turns into an order, and it sits there. You're like, and you have to cancel that, go back in, overpay. Do you still always overpay? You get in irrespective? Do you ever just say, that didn't go through? Do you have the discipline? It's a big question. Do you have the discipline to say, well, that one didn't go through. I guess I missed it. I'll have to pick a better time frame, or be prepared and a little bit more ahead of the market, because you did probably push it, right? You get in quick. You think you're going to get in quick, get a good price, and it's still going up. Oh, that's good. And then it doesn't go through, right? So you already made the calculated risk, even though you don't want to bring it to the table against yourself, is that if you missed an entry at some point today, then you made that calculated decision. It's easy to make that because you're going to say, that's a risk. It's almost like a natural behavior, but you need to discipline yourself to where that's not a risk, to where that doesn't even go through your mind. Now you need to lock in something that looks like it's moving somewhere. Definitely. You need to lock in, and you can do you can do the probabilities. But if you rushing, it's going to somehow. I say this: when you're making the determination, do a cost benefit analysis. That's probably the best way to put it. But do you understand? I mean, when you're trying to get in on something and it's moving quickly, and you decide, well, I need to get in quickly. I'm still going to pick this price, because you go through that moment, huh? And that little moment can cost you, huh? If you just pay just touch more. I mean, you have to say it's not typically very much. So maybe play things a little bit on the safe side. It's like if we have a pricing target. This was just funny. You guys have to watch this. You have to look at this. This was something. Angel, you saw this? Look at this. First of all, we got Nord, right? And I was bringing it to you the whole time. Like, it's up 40%. You guys saw this? Yeah, you saw it. Up 40%. Nord was. Look at these little cool little emojis. Huh? That was cool. With the pricing target brought. So it's up 40%. Then I'm like, hey, that's cool. It's up 50%. And everybody's like, okay, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Then it was up, et cetera, right? It was up 50, then it was up. I mean, I can go through it all, but then 70%, right? After the 50, 40, 50, 70. And the whole time I'm like, someone's got to be in. And then everybody's like, oh, so 600. Yeah, very interesting. It had some nice candle work up there. So the bull flag was interesting on Bitcoin, because you didn't necessarily need to include the entirety of this. This was earlier on today. You didn't have to include the entirety of this, because there's kind of a mid-level step, right? And it was up about halfway. I delivered the price tag up here, or the price target, and then this was just funny, because I'm sure everyone was like, no, that's probably not going to work. That's going to be wrong. And we built up a little bit oddly through another flag, and I drew around the green bullseye. I was like, well, this is where we need to get, right? And I had written down it was going to be on retracement, just essentially on retracement, trade update flag fails. So we switched to replacements. The shift is instantaneous, right? And so then after we went into retracement, we literally just stuck it straight into the target, huh? That's hilarious, huh? You have to admit, that's pretty funny. Because it didn't, I did. I went all the way up there with the target, and I could have just gone this far. But I was just like, no, this is it. And then so the target, these guys are cool, huh? I don't know if you can see those guys. They're pretty cool guys. Little, whatever they are. So anyway, yeah, we nailed that target. I want to show you guys. That was cool, huh? That was interesting. That it would get there like that, just, okay. We hit the target. What is that? Is that, let's see. That's Nord. That's candle action on Nord. Interesting, huh? Not bad. Went up 30, 40 million, something like that. An additional 30, 40 million. It's a smaller concern, so yeah. Not bad. So who thinks he's advertising to take people's money? You guys have an opinion? You think he's advertising to take people's money? All he has to do is stretch out a line like that. Can you believe? All he has to do is do what he just did right there, right in line with the one I just did. And more people will get in right now, just that he did that, and he's doing that. Let's go to the smaller time frame. I do not buy high. I do not buy high. I watch other people buy high. I buy low. I sell high. When it goes up, good for you. Good for, I'm talking to the line, not you. But, I just don't buy high. No reason ever to let that be some sort of emotional pull into anything. See what happened? Boom. May kick right back up. Let's go back to the, what are we on, the 5 minute? It was up here. You guys know that, huh? We were talking. Say all you had to do is just lift that up here. Just there, it was there. So you see, it's just it's a crapshoot. There's no real probability to it. You want to play it? Okay, you can play it. But there may be better things to do with your money. Now, what was the question that we had? Whether or not we would come over from here and form an M pattern formation, right? M level top, a double top. They call it a double top. True. Let's see what we got. Yeah, that's still showing as, no, it's not that. $30-minute. That's just not showing up as, that's interesting that M pattern formation is not showing up. Look on that, it's just on the second, so they're condensed enough to where they're just showing up as one event. Interesting. Very, very interesting. At least it's moving. That's nice. We don't have to sit and wait to see if it has got a. See, look at that. If you've gotten in, that's just an ugly experience right there. That's no fun. You know, that's, you know. And your rule is you never buy high. High looks like this, guys. I don't care where you are or what it's doing. Whenever he does this, and he holds it there to make you think about it, right? He holds it there to make you think about it, and then he decides to do this. All he's doing is this. You realize I'm doing that right now with my mouse. That's it. Just to get your attention. That's all he does. That's it. And you want to buy something? It's kind of wild, huh? So EMA band trading can work if you have what? If you have backup Fibonacci's, right? If you deploy right when those decide that they're going to break, then bam, you've got your Fibonacci's deployed. Takes 2 seconds, you guys know, on the exchange. It's not a big deal, huh? Put in the dollar amounts, everything else. You got the micro, you got the macro. You'd go from here to another time frame, maybe the 15-minute, just to get an idea on the other orders you have waiting. Yeah. So, decent question. At what point would you say, okay, look, we did hit the golden pocket and it's really taken off now, right? Because now it's wanting to go again, right? Is it going to confirm? Well, let's see. Does it want to treat this as a confirmation? Let's go into the 5 seconds. Let's go back to 30 seconds. Now, are we sure? I just want to know. This is a bad pattern, guys. What's happening right now? Why? Would I trade into it? No. Because is it that? Or is it somehow like that? You know? I'll just say it just really seems like that. And I don't like it with this gulch right here. That's just not That's not real well structured enough for me in terms of being a pennant. It's just not, and it's okay. If it achieves some beautiful degree of confirmation and support, and if it has a sufficient run up, it could potentially indicate a trade. Potentially. That's a high breakout for confirmation. You guys agree? Seems like a real high breakout for that level of confirmation. Yes, Angel, hypothetically buying 10 grand worth of Nord when I brought it up would have made a decent payday. Absolutely. It had some good price action today all across the board. It was nice. Truth. It was indicated, the price action. It was, everything was indicated on it. These double touches like that, I just know. When your backup is either that, and just in terms of pattern identification, or that, then it's like, yeah. We really don't like either one of them, do we? Oops. See, so this becomes a mess. And when your fallback is, well, it must have been a bull flag, and we just almost broke out of it with the head and shoulders, right? It's like, all right, it's not going to work. Not good. Well, guys, before we roll into like 4 o'clock or anything like that, because it's midweek, I know you guys have stuff to do. I want to encourage you guys to eat well and sleep well and take care of those relationships that you have. I wanted to come live because it looks like we had breached something, and maybe it did, and maybe it's about to. We'll see what happens with this. Let's zoom back out and take a look at things. But it's just good to hang out with you for a minute, all of you. And let's see what we have here. Boy, this move. Now, we're just not far away from, and I guess it is a big deal because we're on that golden pocket. We're on the golden pocket, just so we know. That's kind of a big deal. Are we almost out of that? We're close to being out of that regression trend. If you're in, you can double, triple down, right? It's just had these moves. When I say it's hit other golden pockets before, I mean on different levels, etc. This is kind of the most important, function here. However, I would say this, and you guys know this, that I also would have drawn a retracement based upon the breakout of the previous channel. You guys know that? Truth. In which case, they're closer to the 78.6. They've already passed up the golden pocket. It's an interesting application. Application of, I'd say, a different approach on the Fibonacci's, which is highly accurate. It has been highly accurate. Now, that's more of a channel down than a specific, a straight line channel. That is the channel of, like, normally we're dealing with a pattern, something like that, so it makes a little bit more sense, but I still would stick with it for this. It's interesting because not many people would, but the ones who do, they know what's going on. So yeah, I'd watch this. If this decides to confirm and break out and do great things, it may be the next best thing to beating this retracement that we're in. That's the big thing. Can we push sideways just a little bit? That'd be nice. Because we are just stuck up here. Let's see. It's just not that far out, is it? If we go on the daily, we lose the ascending triangle, which is important. And the ascending triangle is important because it's very bullish. Yeah. And so, yeah, I'll let you guys go. If you're in the golden pocket trade, that's great. If you're not and you decide to pepper in whatever you're doing, just make sure for the double, triple down on the lower levels. I know you guys have that MO, that mantra, because I hear it all the time from you. So I think that's a great idea. I'll reinstill it in you because I think you're right on that. And, yeah, let's just talk tomorrow. We'll get together and we'll have some fun and, yeah, maybe some exposure. But I'm just looking forward to those next contact points that we have discussed. And that trend line is going to be one of them. Below that, we have the golden pocket, which we have discussed on the aggregate. You know, you guys know that. You guys have that level. We've discussed it. And let's make sure that you guys have that level before you leave. Yeah, we need to definitely focus on that level at some point here soon. Is the let me zoom in on that. I don't know if you guys can see that 27 or 24777. That's golden pocket. And then the 65th percentile is the 22702. So 24777 to the 24702. 24777. Then 22702. 22,702. Then the 78.6 is the 1,300, 880. Did I even pronounce that wrong? I'm probably so tired. 13,000. Thank you. At least I can tell that I'm tired. That's one of the reasons I need to go to bed. 13,880. Correct. The previous zones are 24,777, which is 61.8. 65th percentile is 22,702. 78.6 is 13,880. Copy that. The 86th percentile, which is that outlying zone, which not many people know about, but the key figure at the 86th percentile retracement is 9,080. So the key targets on the way down, which per y'all's, I guess, per you guys, what you have worked out, would be, that's what I hear from you guys, 90,080, 13,880, 22,702, and 24,777. And you're currently, hold on. This is kind of interesting. The 50 percentile is 32,431. 32,431. And you have not hit that again, and you can hit that again. You definitely can. And that may help push you up. Although you just hit your interim kind of on this interval here. You have hit your golden pocket. It would be nice for you to hit your 32,443 and make a big difference there. That'd be nice. Now you're seeing your golden pocket wane a little bit, curl over just a touch. So I'll let you guys do what you do. Thank you guys for being who you are, and we'll chat tomorrow. You guys make sure on those tweets you like it, just so I touch base with you and I see immediately who's there and what you guys are doing, etc. Whenever you like something, like, hey, there's Angel, there's whoever it is, Jeff, or the good people. So we appreciate all your support too. You guys take care of yourself and rest up. We'll talk to you tomorrow. This is London with the Crypto Kingdom. Take care, guys. Talk to you soon.